You lose 70% of the deals you quote, and every time it ends the same way. We appreciate the proposal, but there wasn't enough difference to justify making a change. We're going to stay put this year. Would love to have you come back next year and provide a quote. You did the work, you found the savings, you identified the coverage gap, and the incumbent used your proposal as a shopping list to keep the account. Hi, I'm Randy Schwantz. I wrote The Wedge specifically for this problem, how to win business from entrenched incumbents without competing on price. And after 33 years, I can tell you exactly why price-based selling fails, what it's costing your career, and how to differentiate in a way incumbents literally cannot replicate. Hi there, I'm Randy Schwantz, and welcome to the Big Nation channel, the home of the triple threat solution, sales training, sales CRM, and sales management platform, all in one integrated system. Let me show you the mechanics of why you keep losing. Because once you see the machine, you can't unsee it. You get a meeting with a prospect, it's a $35,000 account, commercial contractor, good fit, the prospect is friendly, willing to talk. They say, sure, take a look. Our renewal's in 60 days. You go back to the office, request the loss runs, prep your submission and send off to carriers. Weeks later, you build the proposal. Your proposal showing 5%, maybe even 15% savings. You found exclusions that can leave a contractor exposed during a major claim. You put together a professional presentation, 5-6 hours of work. You present, the prospect nods. This looks good. Give me a couple of days and get back with me. Now watch what happens on the other side. The incumbent comes in with their renewal pricing. The buyer lets them know that they're a little high and is threatening that they might have to make a change. But the incumbent doesn't panic. They've been here before. I wonder if they're leaving something out. Can I see their proposal? And then the buyer hands it over. They open your proposal and read it like a repair manual. Oh, looks like they found a hungry underwriter that is willing to discount to get a new client. Well, let me call my underwriter. You guys are a profitable account. I should be able to get them to match this. Oh, and that exclusion? We talked about that a couple of years ago. If that's important, I can get that fixed. Look, John, we've been together for 8 years. I've handled some pretty tough claims for you. You have my cell, you know I'm always available. What do you want me to do? And then the buyer says, fine, get this handled. I'll let the other guy know we're staying put. The account has now been retained. Your proposal is in the recycling bin. And here's what just happened. You competed on two variables, price and coverage. Both are variables the incumbent can control. Price, they call the underwriter and match, takes one phone call. Coverage, they fix the gap that you identified, takes one endorsement. You handed them a checklist of exactly what they need to do to keep the account. You did their homework for them and you did it for free. And here's the part that makes it structural, not accidental. This will happen almost every time you compete on price and coverage because those variables are so easy to match for a veteran incumbent. Everyone knows the incumbent, unless they're really bad, has leverage to get the last look. And when they do, they'll always match or get close. And when the numbers are close, the relationship wins always. Look, you're not losing because your proposals are bad. You're losing because you're competing on variables the incumbent controls. So let's count this up. Each proposal you lose costs 5 to 6 hours of real work. And that doesn't include your drive time to and from your meetings. Plus your service team's time, carrier resources, and that doesn't count all the time you spent making calls, trying to get the appointment set. Look, if you're quoting several accounts a month and losing half or 3/4 to the incumbent agent, that's 18 to 36 hours a month spent generating free consulting for the competition. And over a year, 200 to 400 hours on proposals that were dead before you ever presented them. And now the income math. If you're closing 2 out of 8 proposals at an average of 10 grand, you're writing 20 grand. If you could close 4 or 5 out of 8, same appointments, better strategy, that's another $40,000 to $50,000 in new business. Do that every quarter at your commission rate, that's an additional $52,000 in your pocket for the same number of appointments. That's not a marginal improvement. That's a career boost sitting right there in the appointments you're already getting. And there's the cost nobody counts. Your reputation. Carriers notice when you consistently lose. Underwriters stop prioritizing your submissions. Your agency owner starts questioning your pipeline projections. And buyers, they talk. When you lose an account, the buyer tells other business owners, yeah, another agent quoted us, we stayed with our guy. You become known as the agent who quotes but doesn't win. And that reputation, it follows you. Look, the industry has been telling you for years, sell value, not price. And that's great advice. But one problem, nobody showed you what value actually looks like to a buyer. So you try, you walk into appointments and say the things you think communicate value. We have great relationships with our carriers. We provide excellent service. We really care about our clients. We're responsive. The prospect had heard those exact words from 3 agents this month, word for word, because every agent says them. They're meaningless. Not because they're untrue, but because they're unverifiable. The prospect can't see them, can't measure them, can't compare them. We provide greater service is an opinion. We will conduct a workplace safety audit in March, deliver a written report by March 15th, and present recommendations to your leadership team by March 30th. Now that's a commitment. One is invisible, the other is documented. And documented beats invisible every time. But here's the deeper problem. Your current differentiation strategy is reactive. You're reacting to what the prospect asks about. Tell me about your agency. So you tell them. What carriers do you represent? So you list them. You're answering questions. You're not shaping the conversation. The incumbent doesn't even have to be proactive. They just have to not be worse than what you described. And since what you described is the same vague promises every agent makes, the bar is on the floor. The incumbent clears it just by existing. And that's why sell, value, not price doesn't work as advice. Because without a concrete, documentable, visible differentiator, value is just a word. And words don't beat 8-year relationships. You need something the prospect can see, evaluate, and choose. Something the incumbent isn't providing. Something they can't replicate with just a phone call. And in a softening market, the incumbent's advantage gets even stronger. In a hard market, pricing gaps can be 10 to 15%, big enough to justify switching. In a soft market, everybody's within 2 to 3%. That's a rounding error. The incumbent matches with one phone call and the relationship holds. Producers who compete on price in a soft market don't just lose more, they become irrelevant. Free labor for the incumbent. And as the market continues to soften, that irrelevance becomes permanent unless you learn to compete on something the incumbent can't easily match. You've been told to sell value, and you agree with it. You believe in it, but nobody ever showed you what value looks like in a document the prospect can hold in their hands. Compare against what they currently have and then choose. You need differentiation that's visible, specific, and hard to match, and you've never been given one. Look, the written service timeline is the differentiator incumbents struggle to match. And here's how it works. Step 1, discovery that exposes what the incumbent isn't doing. Before you can differentiate, you have to service what the prospect isn't getting, not with generic questions, with specific strategic questions designed to reveal the incumbent's reactive service model. Now let me ask you, when your agent lays out a written service plan that includes claims review, looking at high reserves set by the carrier, reviewing your experience mod for classification errors and miscalculation, updates your business interruption limits along with property valuations, reviews your return to work program, that way you don't have to worry about these things falling through the cracks, causing you to overpay for insurance or have a loss that isn't covered. Or you cover how they lay out that process. And 9 times out of 10, the answer reveals the incumbent is reactive. They handle renewals, they process claims. But proactive strategy, written plans, documented deliverables, almost never. That's the beginning of the gap. And you just made the prospect see it for the first time. And then step 2, introduce the concept. Here it goes. If someone were going to build a house, would they insist on having a blueprint first? Well, the answer is probably yes. Without a blueprint, you wouldn't know what you were going to get. So let me ask you, have you ever had a blueprint for how your insurance and risk management program was going to be managed? Well, what if we could create something together, a written plan that spells out exactly what you're going to get and when it's going to happen. That way there's accountability and you can measure success. No vague promises, documented commitments. Would something like that be valuable to you? And they'll almost always say yes because it sounds professional, it's organized, accountable, everything the current relationship isn't. And then step 3, co-create the plan in the meeting. And this is the key. You don't go back to your office and build it alone. You build it together right there. Based on what you've told me, here are the priorities I heard. Risk assessment, safety program review, mid-year claims analysis, and proactive renewal strategy. Does that sound right? And then they adjust, and they add, and they clarify. And by the end of the conversation, it's their plan. They're invested. And then you document it month by month. Quarter 1, comprehensive risk management, who's involved, what areas, what's the deliverables, what's the date. Quarter 2, safety program development or review. Quarter 3, claims trend analysis with written recommendations. Quarter 4, pre-renewal strategy and market valuation. Every deliverable named, every date committed, every person responsible identified. And then step 4, pre-close before quoting. Okay, well, sir, there's your game plan. What would you like for me to do? And then they say, well, can you give us a proposal? Well, yeah, of course. Well, that's the easy part. Can we talk about the hard part? Really? What's that? Well, suppose it's 8 weeks from now, we're back. There's your proposal. It's got all the things you said you want. In the meantime, you checked us out. You know we're for real. We do what we say we're going to do. You look at the price, it's competitive. And then you say to yourself, I think I found myself a new broker. Can you imagine that happening? And then you go, well, yeah, I suppose so. Well, that creates a new dilemma. I was wondering if we can talk about it. Well, yeah, what's that? Well, when you decide I'm your new guy, how are you going to tell the other guy that it's over? And with that, you rehearse your prospect through the process of telling the incumbent agent they're leaving. And you prepare them for the loyalty card, the shame card, the guilt card that the incumbent will use to make them feel guilty for making a change. And this is the keystone moment. You lock down that commitment that your prospect can change and will fire the incumbent to get what they want. You change the game from price, coverage, and relationship to a plan that eliminates the chaos. That makes things predictable. If you were the buyer, which broker would you rather have? The reactive service, relationship guy, or the eliminate the chaos, concrete deliverables, proactive service guy? And then step 5, deliver and protect. See, once you win, you start executing the plan immediately. You schedule the Q1 risk assessment. You deliver the report on time. You follow through on your commitments. Now the client has documented proof that you'll do what you say. And the next time a competitor comes knocking with a quote and a smile, the client looks at the written service timeline, quarter by quarter, deliverable by deliverable, and thinks, why would I switch? Nobody else is doing this. You have now wedge-proofed that account. The same weapon you used to win it now protects it. And here's why incumbents won't replicate this. A written service timeline is not a brochure. It is not a capabilities deck. It's a co-created, buyer-specific, documented commitment. The incumbent can't copy it because they weren't in the room when you built it. They don't know what the prospect said that they wanted. And even if they tried to create one retroactively, they're not set up to follow through with it. It would look exactly like what it is, a last-minute reaction, not a genuine system. Price can be matched with one phone call. Coverage can be fixed with one endorsement. But a co-created, documented service system, that's hard to match. And that's how you win by BOR, not by being cheaper, but by being different in a way the prospect can see and choose. Think about your next appointment. It's on your calendar right now, and you know the one. You're going to walk in, build rapport, ask some questions, and eventually say, well, let me quote this for you. And you already know how that ends. Well, what if that next appointment was different? What if you walked in with a methodology that changes what the prospect values before price ever enters the conversation? Well, head to bignition.io. Learn what our written service timeline is. See how the wedge works. Then ask your agency owner to get the system in place, because this isn't just good for you, it's good for every producer at your agency who's tired of losing to incumbents who can match them. You've got an appointment coming up. The question is whether you walk in the same way you always have, or whether this time you walk in with something the incumbent can't match. If you're tired of doing the work and watching incumbents use your proposals to keep the account, stop competing on their terms. You now know how. Look, if you like our content, hit the subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on how to win 80% of your business by BOR.